Welcome to Visible Value, a reference library on recognition of youth work in Europe, developed by the EU Council of Europe Youth Partnership.
I'm a civil servant from Flanders, Belgium. So that means I have a specific role to play. I prepare policy, I implement and evaluate and monitor policy. And we are doing that so that ministers in the EU and in the Council of Europe, but also in the United Nations, can take good decisions. So this is my role as a civil servant. For the moment, I'm an advisor on European and international youth policy in the Department of Culture, Youth and Media of the Flemish Community. And I combine it since 2007 with my role as Youth Affairs Attaché in the Flemish representation of the permanent representation of Belgium in the EU. The agenda is only a strategic framework, and so we are clear on we have to reinforce or to make stronger the development of the quality, innovation, and recognition of youth work. That is the main goal. So we have, like you are saying, the political basis, we have the community of practice, and then bringing all those elements that are defined in the third convention also. We have to put them in practice. So, for example, the curriculum development is for me very important, but that has been based on the mapping. What are the expectations, the needs, the demands of the youth workers today working, especially on the grassroots level, from Vladivostok to Reykjavik to Lisbon and Istanbul. There's a lot of work to do also. We have to map that and to see which kind of systems are existing for education and trainings for youth workers. They are so diverse. How can we make the local level of youth workers stronger? And in the declaration, there is a so-called local youth work offer. Even there is a charter developed thanks to the national agencies, because that was also mentioned in the second convention. And on the political level, there was no consensus. There was no consensus for the recommendation of the Council of Europe. Some countries didn't want at all a new charter on local youth work. I think also the innovation of youth work is important, because the needs, demands of young people are changing the whole time. We are seeing that today how big is the impact of COVID-19 on young people's life and all those things. And so there is a lot of work to do, and that the work that has to be done, that's the Bonn process. And everyone has to contribute in the Bonn process. It's the implementation of all those things. And it's a huge work. It's very interesting. It will never stop, and that is also very good. And therefore we need every 5 years, what is the state of play, where we are, what are new goals, new needs, demands, expectations, what are new instruments we can make more use of it. How can we celebrate where we are today? That's also important. We have huge recognition of the institutions on the highest level. When Snezana, the Director General from Democracy, personally is saying that at the closing session of the convention, that she will fight for it. So when the commissioner, Maria Gabriel, is expressing that, even when Angela Merkel is addressing to us and say this is important. So that is completely new. Next steps after the third European Youth Work Convention is to implement and execute all the very detailed topics that we can find back in the declaration. So the development of curriculum that for me is important, but also the local youth work offer, the quality development, define a common direction, the innovation. We may not forget this, so we have to be always innovative. And so there are many signposts for the future. I think we have worked for years, and that is good. So and everyone has to contribute. So we as civil servants from a member state's perspective, but everyone from the local level till the national and European level, everyone has to play his role and to take his or her responsibility also.
We hope you enjoyed this resource on recognition of youth work in Europe, brought to you by the EU Council of Europe Youth Partnership.